The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, and that's how they can create this type of culture of abuse, is just isolating you from your loved ones, people who might be able to say, this isn't right, this is not what we signed up for. And after a while, it's not just you guys who are being brainwashed. Anybody who's indoctrinated into this organization, working for you guys, anybody on the team, they're all on the same page. And nobody is going to speak up because there's so much on the line.
I mean, I'm sick to my stomach hearing this story. I mean, this poor woman, her childhood, her normal growth as a kid, having fun, being a kid, was essentially taken away from her by this program.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note too, you never develop a sense of self, because I started gymnastics when I was 5. How old were you?
7.
7. Right. So you never develop a sense of right or wrong, of boundaries, and you're asked to give your body and your psyche away to a grown adult male, your coach. So you learn from a very early age to just dissociate and never to develop a voice. And I think plays a big part in what allowed all of this to happen with Larry Nassar.
So you can look back now as adults and see it for what it is, but when you're 7 years old and you're indoctrinated into it, it's just your normal.
I felt like a robot, and I felt like that's exactly what they were trying to create, was a machine.
Before we get into the abuse that you two dealt with, as well as so many others with Nassar, I want to talk briefly, gentlemen, about the culture, because what I'm hearing here is this is a toxic culture. Can you just talk a little bit about, in all of your interviews, the toxic culture, quite frankly, from the coaching staff down?
Yeah, I think it started with Bella and Marta Caroli. They are by no means the only coaches that engaged in abusive behavior, but we documented through speaking with members of the Romanian national team, the former members of the Romanian national team, that they were just flat out physically abused. One woman shares a story about Bella Caroli striking her with an open hand, knocking her off her feet onto the bed because her mother had left her a loaf of bread on her journey to the Caroli's training facility. Another describes being so deprived of food that she put toothpaste in her mouth just so she could have the sensation of something with flavor in her mouth. This is a woman who would take a jar and put food in it and put it in the toilet tank and hide it in the water so that she'd have something to eat when nobody was looking. She picked apples out of the garbage. I mean, this is what was going on. These people came to the United States and they were essentially handed the keys to the U.S. national program.
Shortly after the Carolis got to the U.S., they started coaching Mary Lou Retton, who became the face that really took the U.S. Olympic gymnast team from someone who participated in the Olympics but was not what it is today into a world power. And that happened under the Carolis. And they did build the U.S. into the world power in gymnastics, but at what cost?